Well, I'm Samantha Hatton, and this is my husband, Christopher.
We're a wonderfully blended family, and we've got 5 amazing kids. And we're just, praising the Lord every day with what He does for us and our family. I grew up in the church, but as I came to learn, I grew up in a religion. The place that I went to church, they didn't even have Bibles in the pews, so I didn't have that relationship with Jesus. I tried to be a good person. I prayed to the Lord each and every night, but it wasn't a relationship. I certainly hadn't surrendered myself. I hadn't surrendered my life to God. And in the other fact, I hadn't surrounded myself with Christians and tried to lead a Christian lifestyle.
Until we walked into church that Sunday morning. It was an Easter morning, and it was like the most incredible experience to have with my husband next to me and our children. I felt like if you've ever gone out and your parents are like, be home by midnight. And you're like, okay. And then I looked down at my watch and it was 12:05 and I was like, darn, it's not midnight. I'm late. So I guess I can never go home. I just walked back into my house, and God was there, and He wasn't like, where have you been? Where have you been? Why didn't you call? It's been forever. He was just like, my daughter's here. Come on in. And it was like God threw a party, and I showed up, and He said, welcome home, and everything changed that day.
Once we got, saved and following truly the Christian lifestyle, I was really enamored not only with my relationship with Jesus, but just of the community that I was surrounded with. One was at a men's Bible study on a Friday morning at Palmacia, and I was going there weekly, and I saw some incredibly successful people who I had seen before, and I had no idea they were Christian. And for me, it was like, wow, we got to let people know.
Several years ago, actually, when we started this kind of journey, the more we prayed about it and the more we really talked to God about, what are you trying, what do you want to do with us? What can we do for you? What's our purpose? So now the whole concept really is to have the cafe, coffee shop that we're intermixing with everyone, Christian, not Christian, just the community as a whole. And then that we have our faith-based Christian, boutique as well, where we can do the shirts and the Jesus announcements in the marketplace that Christopher's looking for. I actually did run a coffee shop in Colorado, and we opened up multiple locations from Aspen to Vail up into Vancouver, BC. So I'm passionate about the cafe because it really is an opportunity to love on people. I kind of think of what we're doing with these two concepts as salvation and sanctification. It's a long-standing tradition to break bread with one another, and the coffee shop is really that opportunity to do that with the community, because that's what it is. Even if they don't realize when they walk in that this is a Christian coffee shop, because it won't be blatant. Our culture is beautiful. Tampa has a beautiful community as it is to celebrate within itself, but to be able to do that with Christ is it's just that next step.
It was literally 2 ideas. So the worship everywhere kind of came first, but then the idea, which I love, of the We Cafe, to where we could really disciple folks. It truly is, we believe that it's God's calling. It was His plan, His purpose for us. Jesus is cool, and we really want to share that word by just the way that we act and our friends act, and be able to also show it in a culture, in a coffee shop, in different areas. And it's something that is, again, a message that we think it's very worth sharing, and we want to be able to not only share it, but we want to find partners that can help us share it.